Hello friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. How have you been doing? Today it's time to talk about a new Lacoste fragrance. I'm not doing that voice anymore. Yeah, we're talking about a new Lacoste, new L.12.12 Blanc, which is like Lacoste's cash cow, I guess. This is the fragrance line that you always see new flankers coming out for, seems like. They gave it a go with Lacoste L'Homme. I guess that didn't do it for them all that well. Only had 3. And then Match Point to an extent here lately, but no, L.12.12 Blanc, that is just always there, baby. And we're talking about the new one today, L.12.12 Blanc Eau Intense. I got it in earlier and I sprayed it on when it came in. I've been giving it some wear today, so let's do some first impressions. And friends, I will have this fragrance linked down below, right down there, this way, that way. And I'll also link some other Lacoste fragrances that I think are worth checking out. Now, last year's version of Lacoste L.12.12 Blanc was this one, Eau Fraiche, which I actually like a lot, and my wife absolutely loves. The opening of this, fantastic. Just a really good citrus opening, grabs your attention right away. So this one, at least for me personally, it's got a lot to live up to. Let's go ahead and check out the presentation and then get on to the scent. Here you have the box for L.12.12 Blanc Eau Intense, size and concentration right there on the front. Up top it says Lacoste. On one side you have your ingredient info, on the other side a QR code. On the back you have the L.12.12 breakdown letting you know what L.12.12 means in case you were ever curious. And then on the bottom, your badge code and barcode. Badge code for mine, 2301. And here we have the bottle done in your typical L.12.12 style. You have the little Lacoste croc up in the corner there. You have kind of a design that you can see through the bottle. Has a gradient with a green color at the bottom going up to clear at the top. On top of the cap, it says Lacoste. On the bottom, you have a sticker with your badge code, and the cap does click into place. Almost dropped it, just taking the cap off. Let's share a couple sprays, guys. Let's see how the atomizer works here. Here we go. It's okay. So, Lacoste L.12.12 Blanc Eau Intense. We had Eau Fraiche, but now we go the other direction. No more fresh, now intense. Except this one is also fresh, which you would expect because it is a Lacoste. And Lacoste is one of those houses that, you know, it's never probably gonna get that kind of hype and love that something like Christian Dior is going to get, or Chanel, or Yves Saint Laurent, or Armani, Versace, any house like that. And it makes sense because, I mean, it's Lacoste, right? But one thing that Lacoste does do almost every time is that they put out something that is competent. No, they may not put out fragrances that just blow your mind and do something completely world-changing, but you know what you're in for with Lacoste. Typically, they're gonna give you something that has a great freshness to it, something really wearable for spring and summer, a great daytime scent. A lot of times they have kind of a classy edge to them, which again, kind of, you know, harkens back to what the brand is all about. So they have wearability in the office, wearability casually, just around town. Oftentimes they're not that expensive compared to other brands at retail, and especially at discounters. And so even though Lacoste may not get gassed up as much as some other houses, some other fragrances, typically their stuff is well done, like really well done for what they're made to do. I can point you to, you know, Paco Rabanne's or Azzaro's or this, that, or the other thing that I smelled, and they had a much bigger budget behind them than, you know, anything Lacoste is doing. And I can point you to those fragrances and go, man, these kind of suck. This is not that good. But usually with Lacoste, you know, the worst I'll say is, kind of boring. That's enough talking about this. Lacoste L.12.12 Blanc Eau Intense. How is it? Pretty friggin' nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, when I first sprayed it onto a tester strip, had my wife check it out, she wasn't really into it too much. She was like, yeah, that's just not as good as last year's. I don't really dig that. And I said, well, I think it's pretty nice. I sprayed it on my skin, kind of went on with my day a little bit, and had her check it out as it was drying down on my skin. And she stopped and just said, you know, off skin, that is a lot better, like a lot better. Go ahead and spray it on again. So, reapply. And then she said, off skin, the opening smells fantastic. Now it is a different kind of opening as compared to Eau Fraiche. Eau Fraiche is extremely citrus centered. It's a little bit of a mix of tart and sweet. Eau Fraiche, not Eau Intense. This one, just to make sure we're completely on the same page. So this one is, as I said, very citrus forward, a kind of a mix of all different facets of citrus. I really like it. Eau Intense is also fresh, also has a good amount of citrus, but it's done in a different way. So this one has a green edge to it. It's got kind of an aromatic feel, even right off the top. And the citrus that is used here is mandarin, so a little bit different. And that's because Eau Fraiche is grapefruit and ginger. So you get that very zingy, super fresh, sweet kind of opening, like I said. Whereas this one is mandarin orange and turmeric. So it still has a little bit of a zinginess to it, but much more of a decided green edge to it, even with the citrus. It's not quite as sweet. It does still have that nice pop to it, but it's classier, I would say. It's much more balanced, where instead of being overly sweet with a kind of sour edge, which again, I like a lot, this one has just a little bit of sweetness. And that turmeric kind of plays right along with the mandarin orange and gives it a different feel. As it dries, you get lavender that comes out, a fresh, clean lavender mixing together with the clary sage, the sage giving it more of that aromatic feel from the opening that carries over into the dry down. And once you hit the base, this one is more vetiver forward, but again, a very clean vetiver. And it's mixed together with a little bit of sandalwood, but ultimately for me, the vetiver is what I key in on. And that gives it great wearability. Like I said, spring and summertime to the office or casually, this stuff is gonna smell awesome. It is a Lacoste fragrance, so keep that in mind. It's doing what you would expect, but it's doing it in a really pleasant way. Like, I love the way this stuff smells, like I said. I think that modern kind of woodiness that it has that comes out as you hit the dry down is very well done. Nothing here sticks out, nothing smells off-putting. It's just a very easy to use fragrance with a great classy edge to it. I don't think it smells all that close to Eau Fraiche that came last year. So to me, there's no redundancy, especially in the opening, very different. So I think you can comfortably own both of them and it wouldn't be an issue. Other than they both are made to be worn pretty much the same time of year and both are more daytime fragrances. So in that aspect, they do overlap a bit, but in terms of how just they smell, they're different enough that you can own both and it's not a big deal. Now, of course, as I said, this is gonna be more spring and summertime fragrance. You could pull it off during early fall as well. Like I always say though, if you really like the stuff, wear it whenever you want. Wear it in the dead of winter during the evening, who cares? But if you're talking about when it's made to be worn, like when it would be marketed and everything, it's gonna be a spring, summertime fragrance and more a daytime scent than an evening scent. It retails for $91 for a 100 ml size bottle. It's not widely available at this point as of when I'm filming at discounters, but I would guesstimate that a 100 ml size bottle at discounters, at least when it hits, is probably gonna be around 60 to 70, something like that. And then a 50 ml size bottle, a little bit less than that. Of course, that's just me completely guessing based off of earlier Lacoste L.12.12 fragrances when they hit discounters. So my suggestion, absolutely, if you like the L.12.12 line, check this stuff out. I think it's very, very good. And I think the age range that can pull this off pretty wide also. Younger guys can easily wear this, but older guys can wear it as well because it does have, as I said, that kind of aromatic edge, that classiness to it. For a casual spring summertime scent, it's got a little gentlemanly edge to it, you could say. Performance, as always with these first impressions, can't tell you too much because this is the first time that I'm wearing it. But it seems right in line with what I would expect from a spring summertime Lacoste Eau de Toilette. It is named Eau Intense, but it's not super strong or anything. I would say, 5-6 hours off skin with average projection. Enough to get the job done, but not something super strong. And so there we have it. Lacoste L.12.12 Blanc Eau Intense. Another very good flanker that will probably kind of fly under the radar a little bit in comparison to some of the bigger releases of the year, some of the more hyped releases of the year. But for just a solid, well done, easy wearing daytime fragrance for when it's green outside, you can't go wrong with this. It's kind of one of those scents that puts a smile on your face, just easy wearing. And I can tell you there are a lot of days I would rather just wear something like that than something crazy unique and a little bit challenging. Sometimes I'd rather have just the Lacoste, you know. So there we go, L.12.12 Blanc Eau Intense. Absolutely check that out. If you're a fan of the line, I think you won't be disappointed. And if you want to save a little money, wait a little bit, pick it up from discounters. But thankfully, these are not crazy overpriced at full retail compared to some of the other stuff out there. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. If you've smelled it, let me know what you think about it. See you again tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.